We are in session 2. The 3 Ds are back with you. So Proverbs 6 tells us that God hates 2 things that we're talking about. We're lying and murdering. Deuteronomy, cursed be he that taketh reward to slay an innocent person, and all the people shall say, Amen. So,
you had supper?
Whew, I guess I did.
So
usually I'm hungry when mine does that.
So whenever you're talking about deformed people, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that there's a religion in somewhere overseas, England or somewhere, where they, by law, in their cult or culture or whatever, they have to marry and reproduce with their cousin or sister?
Nah, I can see cousin, but not sister.
Oh yeah, yeah, both of them.
Cousin's not incest.
No, we're talking about incest.
Cousin's not incest.
You know? Oh really?
Yeah.
Ever heard kissing cousins?
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. It tells you who's incested with, and cousins is not listed.
Oh. But anyway, so
incest would be with your sister, your mother, your aunt, or your grandmother.
Okay.
It'd have to be somewhere along that line.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so you would have these deformed people, and not only were they deformed, they were strong too. You wouldn't want to mess with these people. But the founder, I'll call him the cult leader, I thought it was a cousin, but it's brother and sister. Was that their point of it was God wanted them to.
So they had to marry each other.
Yeah, well, married or banged each other. I don't know how they.
I guess they probably had to marry each other.
But you got these people, this whole organization, this whole place that is full of just deformed people in their own community, living their life. The people outside, they don't mess with them because they don't take lightly to people trespassing on their land.
Sounded like Deliverance.
That
was a good movie.
I still have yet to see it. Yeah.
Hey, I seen an X-File. You remember the X-Files?
Mm-hmm.
There was this family that the mother was having incest with her sons.
Oh wow.
And they wanted to make babies, but boy, they wouldn't live long. They come out deformed, wouldn't live long.
Wow.
That's been going on a long time too. You hear all kinds of stories from the mountains up in West Virginia.
Oh really?
Probably out west too. The Appalachians and.
They don't want to travel to find a woman or a man.
Right.
They just stay in their community and intermarry.
True. All right, let's talk about this.
Small intestines?
The human and
appendix?
the horse.
Appendix.
I still got mine.
Mine's been long gone. Guess I didn't need it. Of course, it may kill me.
Eventually. Not anytime soon though.
In the next 30 or 40 years.
Right. Oh, you have a good 50 years in you.
Yeah, right. I got 20 at best. Maybe not that long.
When compared with,
Don't do that on film.
I know. Everybody else will be on e-watch. When compared with the caecum of the horse, the caecum of the appendix of humans is thought to be vestigial. That is line number 13. There are no vestigial vestigial organs. And that's what we were talking about last night. A little bit, David. Well, let's talk about these vestigial pelvises, where they're getting at. Well, hold on. We'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. So there are no vestigial organs, firstly. Secondly, even if there were some, that would be the opposite of evolution. So, vestiges of human evolution, our bodies, for example, are covered with millions of hairs, each equipped with a useless little pilocator muscle. So the appendix. What you got, Don?
No, I'm just go ahead.
What?
Don't make no sense to me.
Well, hopefully it'll make sense here in a minute.
I told you I don't know nothing about anatomy, so
You might have to explain a little deeper about bestial organs.
what is that?
Yep. I don't know.
You getting that?
Do you know what that is, David?
I'm like him when it comes to anatomy.
Okay. Well, let's get into it then.
The only thing I know is the outside parts. I don't know the inside parts.
Don't care to know.
Yeah. It is difficult to...
I just know I got a kidney, a liver,
Yeah.
a heart, a lung.
What I need to
I just
keep
don't
me
want.
alive.
I just don't want to see them.
No, I don't need it.
It is difficult to
My wife won't
understand.
even look at chicken liver.
Yeah. It is difficult to understand that vestigial structures,
Oh.
such as these, as anything other than evolutionary, realistic,
Relics.
relics, what did I say? Realistic.
Yeah.
No. Relics, holdovers from the past. Vestigial.
There we go.
Go ahead, David. Read that for us.
Bestial, relating to a body part that has become small and lost its use because of evolutionary change. Whales, for example, have small bones located in the muscles of their body walls that are vestigial bones of hips and hind legs. That's like I told you about the snake.
Last night, baby. That's it. That's right.
They still got the little limb in down near their tail where their legs used to be.
Hold on now. So, okay, we'll get there. In 1925, evolutionary zoologist Horatio stated,
Horatio.
Stated there are according to Windlesham no less than 180 vestigial structures in the human body sufficient to make the human a veritable walking museum of iniquities.
I think gallbladder's one of them.
Yeah.
You can live on one lung and one kidney too.
Yeah, you can.
It is believed that the appendix,
I don't want to, but you can.
yeah, will gradually disappear in human beings as our diet do not include the cellulose no more. So their point is, we don't need our appendix.
Never needed mine. Doesn't know of.
Yeah.
I don't know what mine's doing, but it's still there. It's still circulating blood.
Go ahead, Donald.
The human appendix has been proposed to be a vestigial structure, a structure that has lost all or most of its original function, or that has evolved to take on a new function. The suggestion was that it is the shrunken remnant of the caesium thought to have been present in a remote ancestor of humans.
Little quick intermission. Hey, David. We got to open your shirt a little bit. We got to get old David's t-shirt. Don't know if you can you see yourself? Can you see the shirt?
You ain't got the bottom part.
Oh, I got the bottom part. How about now?
Yeah, it's just in there.
Can you see it though?
You ain't showing the bottom part. You got to tilt it down some more.
Oh.
There you go. My wife got me this shirt.
Professional organization here.
Told her when I retired, I didn't want no honeydew list.
There we go. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah. Well, dear Gussie. So, well, we need to get that old Don back in there.
Talking about old.
And now back to our program. So vestigial structures. And here's an example. Your appendix, once upon a time, oh wow. You see, whenever you're talking to an evolutionist, they get this little mantra going on there. Yeah, it was formed, the Earth was formed over billions of years.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
Yep, once upon a time it was used to store the uneatable things. People
That's a wives' tale there. Who come up with that?
Really? Oh.
like bark, fruit peelings, and even rocks.
Your stomach can handle that.
This is why a surgeon can remove it without causing any harm. What now?
I said the stomach can handle all that.
It can?
Well, it don't need rocks.
Yeah.
If somebody's eating rocks, they got to be like 2 years old. Don't know what it is, but it looks like food.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's some animals that eat rocks
Yeah.
in order to crush up their food because it don't break down like the food like our stomach does.
Yeah. Go ahead, Donald.
Long regarded as a vestigial organ with no function in the human body, the appendix is now thought to be one of the sites where immune responses are initiated.
The appendix is required to activate killer B cells. Interesting. In your immune system, like your thymus activates T cells. Its removal also increases a person's susceptibility to leukemia,
Hodgkin's disease, cancer of the colon, and cancer of the ovaries.
All I know is my mother and my grandfather almost died. The appendix got gangrene and almost killed them.
Mine rupture.
But both of them lived to be over 80 years old. My granddad lived in his 90s. So I don't see it cause any of them things.
That's what I'm thinking.
right?
Leukemia and colon cancer and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Believing some of that stuff's about like believing the news media today.
it is believed that, well done, that the appendix will gradually disappear in human beings as our diet decreases. And this goes on to say the appendix contains lymphoid tissue and may produce antibodies. However, there is no definitive function per se. Yeah.
So what does the gallbladder do? Well, I know people can live without that.
Yeah.
You can live without both of your legs, both of your arms, both your eyes, both your ears. That does not prove you didn't need them.
Right.
That's true.
Yep. Now here's what I wanted to get to tonight, David. Genesis chapter 3. David has a good theory on this, but...
No, I told you I seen a movie called Beast of the Bible. It had your Leviathan and Behemoth in it.
Right.
But it also talked about the serpent in the Garden of Eden. How it evolved into a snake.
Right.
I use the word evolved.
Evolved into a snake.
So there's evolution.
I still don't know about that. But what he's talking about is these. Here's a whale. The whale used to walk on land, and that mosquito vessel right there is a proof that whales used to walk on land. Whales have a small bones located in the muscles of their body walls that are vestigial bones of the hip and hind limbs.
So does the blubber in a whale necessary for it to live? That'd be bestial.
Yeah.
If it don't need, it's got to have, it has to need that blubber for something.
So
some people eat it.
Yeah.
Well, usually used it for oil, whale oil.
True.
That's why they went hunting for them. Wasn't to eat.
Yeah.
Get the blubber.
Creation versus Evolution, National Center for Science Education in Berkeley, California.
You got it Berkeley.
Yep. So what they tell you is, imagine a whale walking on land. Yep, there's a whale.
It may not walk like that though.
55 billion years ago.
It could walk like a serpent.
Yep, you're right. But you got the pelvis and the leg bone. Up is the pelvis. The leg bone is down there. That's what they tell the kids. Well, let's check this out. Whales have a vestigial pelvis and leg bone that serve no purpose. These structures are evidence of the whale's evolution from four-legged, land-dwelling mammals.
Microevolution.
That is not microevolution.
That's microevolution.
So this is what they're talking about. Where here you can see.
It looks like an alligator.
Yeah.
You can see right here.
Not a whale.
That he's got little
flippers.
Little flippers, but he can walk on land, and they're.
Well, guess what?
What?
An otter's got the same thing.
Well, if you go down to go to this chart right here, this is what they say. let's see if we can get there. Kind of breaking some rules here. That's okay. I like it. So you got ambulocetus right here, which is, yeah, right there. Ambulocetus right here. Don't know if you can see that on the screen, but right here is the ambulocetus to wherever he is, to the Basilosaurus, all the way to the dolphin and the whale, to today. I should have included that in this, but I didn't. But no, that is not microevolution, because that would mean that the whales evolved from something that was on land.
So
that's not microevolution.
Microevolution is an evolution that evolves within itself.
In the kind.
So
what I showed you was not a whale, right?
I know, but but if it come from the land and went to the sea, it still come from the same species that was on the land. I told you that if man come from ape, that's microevolution. I asked you also, where did the ape come from? You got to get back to true evolution, which is the amoeba or organism that they say everything springs from.
Right.
That's true evolution. Something evolving from something else is not true evolution.
Right.
To me, that's microevolution. It's evolving within its own species, even if it did walk on land hundreds of years earlier.
I don't know about that either. That would be definite evolution.
It's evolution within itself.
But that would mean it would have had to evolve from on land to in the water.
Evolution or adaptation?
It never did that. A whale has always.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Are you sure it's always been in the water?
It had to have been.
No, not necessarily.
It swallowed Jonah.
It swallowed Jonah.
I know. It was a fish. It don't say it was a whale.
Well, they talk about that in that movie too.
Really?
Yeah.
Just imagine whales walking on land. It's true. Did you know that whales and dolphins, they're both related? Because they're in the same kind.
Because they're mammals.
Right, but they have flippers.
But they're still mammals.
They're still mammals.
So if you're showing me that whale came from a cow's a mammal. It developed within its own species, which were mammals, even if they come from land.
Don't whales have to breathe air?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not like fish.
That's why when they have their young, they have it near the top of the water. They've got to get that baby to the top of the water to get its first breath.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hold their breath a long time.
Mm-hmm. LA Museum of Natural History. This is interesting. You got this guy with his vestigial legs right there. Whale's pelvis. But there is something interesting about this. They say that these are bones, legs that evolved into this. But I see what you're saying. Now that's where I was confused on.
So
you're talking about it's still a mammal, right?
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is it produced after its kind. A mama whale is going to give birth to. Okay. Mama orca is going to produce a baby orca.
Yeah.
It will never grow legs it will never grow wings and fly,
No.
right? Am I right?
Yeah.
So Ambulocetus that we saw earlier, he would be the same kind of animal. He would never lose his legs and go in.
Then why? Then how come the serpent lost his in the garden after the Garden of Eden?
Now that I don't know.
It was cursed.
It's just like the whale.
I do see what you're saying though.
It's still got the same signs that a whale's got, that it had legs at one time.
That looks like a broken vertebrae to me.
Matter of fact, if you
You
ever,
got it hanging up there with a wire.
Yeah.
if you can kill a snake and turn it over
Tell me
and go to
anything.
its rear end, you'll see a little hook, probably about that long right there.
Yep.
And that was its back leg when it was, before it was changed.
Leftover legs.
Leftover legs.
One of these days we'll have them. We keep evolving.
We are at 7:33. We start at 7.
Are you at a stopping point?
We are at a perfect stopping point.
Awesome.
Leftover legs.
And we'll start back next week with our leftover legs.
That's right. We'll see you then. Anything else, David?
Nope.
Have a good week.
Have a good week.